begin, let's review our full body listening cue parts. Okay? So our legs are good. Our hands are torsos. Our ears are listening. Our eyes are watching. And our lips are yes, they're quiet. Good. So today, normally I would tell you what we're doing for our lesson, but instead I'm going to show you a video and I have a special challenge for you all. I'm going to play the video and I want you to think about what our math lesson is going to be about. And then after our video, as a class, you guys are going to talk with your partners and think about what our lesson is about, okay? You guys can stand up. We're going to watch a Jack Hartman video, and I'm going to press begin.
We usually sit down for
is a 1 with a 5. 16 is a 1 and a 6. Everyone shout it out. 17 is a 1 and a 7. 18 is a 1 and an 8. Good job. 19 is a 1 and a 9. Thank you all for participating in our movement break. So I want everyone to talk to a partner about what you think our math lesson today is going to be about. Regular partners. All right, everyone's going to come back together in 5. In 4. Everyone should be turning around and not talking in 3. Everyone should be turned around and not talking in 2. And in 1. Alright, who can raise their hand and tell me what we think our math lesson today is going to be about? Sadie.
Team numbers.
Who else thinks they know what it's about? Raise your hand. Roman. Take a guess. Anything? Want to call on a friend? Okay, call on a friend.
Team numbers.
All right, you guys are all correct. It is team numbers. So, can someone tell me me what a team number is? Who can raise their hand and tell me what a team number is? Andrew.
It's a 1 and another 1.
Great. So our team numbers are a 1 and other ones. That is correct. Our team numbers are our numbers between 11 and 19. Who can give me an example of a team number? Raise your hand. What is an example? Brielle.
18.
18. That's a great example of a team number. Who else can give me an example of a team number? Silas.
19.
19. That's great. And one more example to me.
11.
11. Great. So let's take a look at our number 11. So I have a chart over here. And we know, like Andrew said, that team numbers have a 1 and they have other ones. So I have our chart right here, and I'm going to draw our 1. So you all have this chart in front of you, but I'm putting it on the board so you can all see. So on our board it says a number, and it says I have 10 ones and then other ones. So for our number 11, we know that there is 1, 10, like Andrew said. How many other ones are there in 11? Can you raise your hand? Silas.
1.
1. Great. Can anyone give me another example of a team number? And we're going to write on our chart how many 10s there are and how many 1s there are. Elijah?
10 ones and 9 ones.
Yes, we have 10 1s and 9 1s. And what number would that be?
19.
19. So let's go to our 19 and let's write, we have 10 1s. So we have 1, and under our other ones, we have 9, like Elijah said. Okay? So I want everyone to write down what is on the board. So you're going to write your 1 in your I have 10 1s column, and then you're going to write down how many other ones there are for the 2 examples we just did. Okay, good. So now, with a partner, I want you all to complete this chart. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the number on the left-hand side, and you're going to think to yourself, if I'm on number 12, I have 10 1s, how many 10s are there? And you're going to look over here, and it says blank 1s, how many 1s are in that number? I'm going to walk around to help you all. Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing right now? Sadie.
There's more numbers.
Yep, so you're going to look at all of these numbers on the left-hand side, and you're going to fill in, based on that number, how many 10s it has and how many other ones it has. Okay? I'm going to come around and help you. All right, you guys can all begin, and we're going to come back together in a few minutes. All right, so help reset. Make sure your name is on it.
That kind of looks like oh my god. Connected. That's close.
What about the next one? How many times do you have?
Wanted.
Can you tell Roman what you're doing? 13. How many 10s are there in 13? Good. Can you do the rest of them? Keep going. Okay, good. Alright, one more minute. If you are done with your partner, you can count from 11 to 19 with your partner. What's your name? Yeah, so I want you to count our team numbers. So remember, our team numbers are from 11 to 19. So we have Alright, we are going to come back together in 5. Everyone turn your bodies around and stop talking in 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. I love that you all got quiet quickly. So we're going to go through our chart, and then we are going to go into our centers. So, who can raise your hand and tell me in our number 12, how many 10s do we have in our number 12? Silas. How many 10s do we have?
1 and 2.
Yeah, so we have 1 10, and we have 2 other ones. Great. Let's look at 13. How many 10s do we have in 13? Sadie.
1 and a 3.
Great, so we have 1 10, and we have 3 ones. Good. Now we're going to do the rest of them together as a class. So I want everyone to shout out how many 10s we have in 14.
4 and a 1. 4 and a 1.
And so we have 1, and then we have 4 ones. Good. What about 15? I want everyone to shout out how many 10s we have.
5 and 5 ones.
Good. Andrew, listen. So I said how many 10s do we have, right? So we have 1 10 and then 5 ones. So make sure you're saying the 1 first before you say the ones. Great. What about 16? How many 10s do we have?
10 ones and 5 and 6 ones.
Good. So we have 10 ones and 6 ones. So that means how many 10s do we have?
16 ones.
Listen to the question. How many 10s do we have? Let's look at our pattern. How many 10s do we have? 1. Good. And how many 1s do we have? 6. Good. So I'm going to finish the last two for we have 17. We have 1 10. And we have 7 other ones.
No, it's 8.
And then for 18, we have 1 10. Or in other words, 10 ones. And we have 8 other ones. Great. So if you don't have what's on here, that is totally okay. We are all learning every day. So you all can leave your clipboards where they are. I'm going to come around and collect it. And I'm going to go over what we're doing for centers now. Okay? So Timmy, please come back. I didn't tell anyone to come back.
Let's go chicken ball.
Sadie, can you please sit down? Brianna, please don't shout at us. If you have something to say, raise your hand. Yes, Brianna. Awesome. Good job. So now we are going to pretend that an entire class is a bakery, okay? We are going to transform our classroom into our bakery for our centers today. I am going to show you a presentation about what we're doing, okay?
Lightsaber.
Thank you, Andrew, for waiting patiently and not talking. Thank you, Ollie, for waiting patiently and not talking. So today, our classroom is going to be a bakery, like I said before. So I'm going to go over the different centers that we have today. So our I can statement at our red table is, I can count Play-Doh balls. So let's take a look at our red center and see what we're going to be doing today. So over here at our red center, everyone turn around and look at me. I am going to be explaining the directions, so make sure your listening ears are turned on, okay? So here there are 4 bins. There's group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. On the board is going to be your groups and who is in your groups. You might have different friends from our centers like we did in phonics, and you might have similar friends like we do in phonics. But your names are on your group bin just in case you forget. So we're going to come to the center, and let's say I'm in group 4, okay? I'm going to reach into my bin and I'm going to pick out a number, okay? So when you come to the center, you can take your group bin, you guys can put it in the middle, so that way you can all reach into the bin. So I just picked out the number 2. What I'm going to do, since we're in a bakery, I'm going to roll out 2 Play-Doh balls, okay? Because we have to make cookies for our Johnson City School District summer birthdays, okay? So I'm going to roll out 2 Play-Doh balls. I have 1 and I have 2. So I counted 2 Play-Doh balls. Then after I've rolled out the number that I selected, I'm going to smash them together and I'm going to put them in the oven. But before I put them in the oven to bake, I'm going to create the number with my Play-Doh. So for here, like we do in math sometimes, we are going to create our number. So I just created the number 2. Okay? Does anyone have any questions about this center? Silas.
So at that center, if anyone talks to me, I'm gonna say I'm busy.
You're busy. That's a great way to fix our problem, like we learned this morning. So then let's come over here and look at Miss Power Center. For Miss Power Center, we have done something similar to this. We are going to be matching the toppings for our cookies with the number of toppings we should have on our cookies. So for example, you're going to look at your 10 friends and you're going to say, how many topping numbers are here? Then you're going to find that number in the back, you're going to match it together. Does anyone have any questions about this center, Elijah?
So did you know that I know if I have 10 ones and then I don't know what the other one is, you could actually say you could say 2 plus 2. If you have 4, you could do that. But if it's a bigger number, 2 plus, you can use it. Think or split the numbers up.
That's a great way to solve and figure out what our numbers are. But remember, a question is something that we are asking to clarify what our center is going to be about, okay? So thank you for that comment, but remember, when we're asking questions, we're thinking about what I'm confused on to get clarification on, okay? So I'm gonna go over our next center over here. This is going to be my center. For this center, we have to make our birthday candles for our cake. The store ran all out of candles, so we have to create them. So I'm going to give you an age or a number for the person that is turning a certain age. Let's say I said, someone is turning 11 years old. What you're going to do at this center is you're going to get your mathing cubes and you're going to count out 11. So you're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we are going to represent this or show this with our 10s and our 1s like we did in the mini lesson. So I'm going to say, I have 11. Who can tell me, raise your hand, how many 10s I need in 11? How many 10s do I need in 11? Andrew?
1.
Good, 1. And then how many other ones do I need?
1.
Great. So I'm going to make my 10 first. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's my 110. And then I have my other one, like Andrew just said. So here's going to be a big birthday candle and a small birthday candle. Does anyone have any questions about this center? Ollie.
With that stuff, with this whole thing, what we do next?
That's a great question. So after we're done with our centers, we're going to come back together as a class and do a conclusion activity, okay? So then our last center is going to be over here in our library. There are 4 different bins based on the group you're in. So we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, group number 4. Your names are on the bin if you get confused, and your names are also listed on the paper, okay? So you're gonna find your name on your paper, and for this one, you are going to trace the name of the number, you're gonna trace the number, you're gonna write it, and then you're going to color in or just draw circles to show how many that number represents, okay? So over here in this center, this is basically, we are labeling boxes to transport our cookies to the other people in Johnson City for their birthdays. Does anyone have any questions about what you're doing in that center? Silas?
One group has 6.
You're right, one group does have 6. So remember in phonics, the group that has 6, you're going to be using the other chair, okay? So remember, we're not gonna fight about it. Just choose one person to use the circle chair and the other ones are gonna use the other chairs, okay? All right, you can all, I'm gonna move our centers. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the I can statement. So for the red table, we had I can count Play-Doh balls. Then for Miss Powers, we have I can count toppings in a 10 frame and match it with its correct number. For my center, we have I can count Mathling cubes to show 10 ones and other ones as birthday candles. And then for our last center over here, we have I can write numbers and draw the correct toppings in 10 frames for our birthday box labels. Okay? So those are all of our I can statements. And here is our first group. You guys can go to your first group and begin.
What to do?
Here's your first groups. Okay?
Wait, what? This one's like our at the library.
Yep, so go find your groups. Go find your groups.
What do you want? The best
pencils right there. Ali, you need to find your name.
Well, you have a go right. Oh, wow.
Guys, I'll get you something to trace on.
Can you put your Mathling cubes together? 6 in a row, like we did.
I know, but I don't want you to put
So I
a
want
hole
you
in the
to
paper.
So put one on top of the other. Show me that you put your 6 together like this to make a birthday. Can you do that? Perfect. So this one is 6 years old. Awesome. I'm going to give you another number. Our student is turning 4 years old. And it's showing 4. Alright, so if they're turning 4 years old, can you show me 4?
There was a cloud in the sky. Pluto. Pluto. The numbers that we get, do we make those or?
Yep.
I have 18 out
Yeah,
here.
so you might want to make these a little smaller.
I'm almost done. So
Finding all the matches. Look, we need to find the match to these sprinkles.
They're different. I did the purple one. Well, how do you have so many green dark bracelets? How does she have so many growing girls?
So now let's put our perfect. Good. So now our student is turning 9. Can you do 9. Awesome job. Put it on there. Good. So now our student is turning 3. Good job. You're doing a wonderful job counting your math things and putting them on our birthday sheet. I love your enthusiasm. Let's do 2. Next person is doing 2. Great. Let's see. We have 2, 3. Awesome job, everyone. Can you put your math and juice back in the bin? Great job. You go to your next subject. Make sure you're putting your materials away and you're protecting your materials. Yeah. You don't have to use the clipboards. Alright.
Where are we putting next?
In the bin that you got.
Give me all One, 2. Perfect. So you can take the one that has your name on it. So you're gonna find the one that says win. Yours is going to be in the orange bin. In the orange bin. Okay. Find your name. So we are going to be making all of the birthday candles for our birthdays. So I'm going to tell you a number, and I want you to read it out now with our cubes. Alright, so listen to the number. So our first number is going to be 12. Okay, so first I want you to count out 12 cubes. Great job, Aviana. 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3,
our 10 and our other ones. So if I wanted to make a 10 in our other ones, how many 10s do I need, Elijah? How many 10s do I need? So if I have 12, how many 10s do I have? How many 10s do I have? Good. So can you show me that? Your Good. So I want you to show me 10 ones and 2 ones. Can you do that? Great job, Elijah. Can you put it on your birthday cake? Good. So Aviana, can you show me 10 ones and 2 ones?
Alright, Tim, you ready? Can you roll the dice to your ear?
4, 5.
Okay, what team are you? How many 15?
And I did this.
Yep, 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13.
Okay, roll again. Say that the same. There you go. You want to try a different one? Let's try a higher team number.
17. Smash them! I smashed them!
So you have
9, 10.
3 ones and his 110. Can you do that? Good job, Aviana. So I like how you have your 10 ones and your 2 other ones. Great job. Go to the next center.
What is it?
So remember that center you're tracing and then you're drawing the amount of marking for your label. So find your bin with your name on it, okay? Thank you for putting away your materials and pushing your tree line. Our friends. Alright, so I'm going to start with you since my friends are taking me a while. So it's our birthday today. We need to create our candles for our birthday. Okay? So Andrew and Timmy, I'm going to give you the number 15. Can you count out 15 math cubes for me?
I got
Alright,
100 sprinkles. And my sister's gonna turn 11. My sister's gonna turn 11.
Did you pick a number?
Someone left that.
You gotta pick a number.
Alright, I love that you're counting those out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Great job, Andrew, counting out your math cubes out loud.
Getting my pencil. And there's an extra sheet. I couldn't buy it on my lap.
Can you get started instead of talking about where we're sitting, please?
Oh, it's gonna be looking like I'm gonna like stairs.
Alright, so when you have 15, I want you to put your materials down and put the bars down. Alright, when you have your 15 light auras, I want you to get started.
I really itchy.
You might have had dirt on your fingers. Maybe you got some dirt in your eye.
I can go 15 into a big giant square.
Great.
You have 14.
Since you came a little bit after Cara, greasing camera, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Cara and Andrew. Good. So now we want to break it up into our tens and our ones. So who can remember if we have 15, how many tens do we have? Good, we have 1 10. So can you break this apart?
I got the one. Wow.
Your first we need our 10 ones.
That means.
And then how many other ones?
Please get started.
This is the first.
So if we have our 10 ones,
It's 15.
good. And then we have our 5 ones. So Timmy, how do you know?
All right, you ready?
10 ones and 5?
Can you put these numbers in order, starting with 11, going to 15? So you want to start, you can do it from top to bottom, or you can do it from left to right, like when we read a book. Can you put them in order?
Grayson, can you read this and how many 10 ones? Great job. Andrew. Good. So Timmy, Andrew, Cara, Silas. Your next number is going to be 11. Okay? Can you guys do 11? I want you to break it up into your 10 ones and other ones. So I want you to show me 11. Good. Can you show me 11 with your 10 ones and other ones? Good. So now can you break that up to me with your 10 ones and other ones? Awesome job. Can you break that up for 11 with your 10 ones and other ones? Cara, can you break this up into your 10 ones and other ones for the number 11? Okay, good job. Alright, put away your materials and go to the next station. So Thursday, would you like to get quickly? Okay, quickly, come back. Alright, Gordon. Alright. So we have Gordon, we have Phil, waiting for Ollie. So we're going to be working with the numbers 11 through 19, okay? So I want to see if you guys are doing the number 15. So, Olivia, one of the students at Johnson City is turning 15 years old. Ollie, one of the students at Johnson City is turning 15 years old. Can you please sit down for you? Thank you. So I want you to count out 15 math languages. Ollie, can you please sit down? Thank you so much for joining us. Good. So now, can you show me your 15 with our 10 ones and other ones? Can you show me how you would do that with the 10 ones and other ones? Great. Ollie, I love how you use your finger to count, and then you step it out loud. Good. So I want you to show me our 10 ones and other ones. Do you see how Olivia is stacking hers? Can you show me how you would do that with your 10 ones and other ones? Good. So Jordan, can you show me how you would represent 15 with our 10 ones and other ones?
No one needs to sit in his chair.
Good, so you have 5 ones and 10 ones. How did you know that you needed to have 5 ones and 10 Great, so Jordan, how did you know?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, great.
Stop. Freaking out.
Good. So your next numbers are going to be 16. Can you do 16?
You gotta add one. I got 15 balls. I got 11 balls. It's the
11. Can you show me 17? And your 10 ones and 7 ones.
Oh my god. Look how tall that is.
And if you can break it apart into 10 ones and 7 ones, can you do that? This is all 10. So we need to make 17. So let's count together. We need 10 of these. Count. Ready?
And then I'm gonna go on the back.
9, 10. And how many do we have here? That's 9. Great. So we have good. Now can you show me 19?
Yeah, gotta add 19.
Oh, Ollie, how are we doing over here? Let's see. So how much? Can you show me 19? Yeah. Great job, everyone. Can you put your materials away and go sit on the carpet?
I'm taking another sip of my water.
Chica! Alright, I want everyone to look up at me. Everybody freeze. So we are going to meet back on the carpet, but before you do, I want you to go grab a marker at your desk and meet me on the carpet, okay? So go grab a marker at your desk and go sit quickly and quietly on the carpet. Quickly and quietly on the carpet. Put away your materials. Go get your marker at your seat. Sit on the carpet.
I'm gonna make it prettier. Are you ready to smoke?
Take your car up for following directions. Come quickly and quietly to the carpet. Get your marker. Thank you, Olivia, for following directions. Come quickly and quietly to the carpet. Thank you, Holly, for following directions. Come quickly and quietly to the carpet. Thank you, Timmy. Come quickly and quietly to the carpet.
I'm testing out my.
Alright, if you're on the carpet, I expect you to know this.
I'm testing my.
Thank you, Sadie, for waiting patiently and not talking on the carpet. It's okay, you can leave that on the carpet. Alright, I want everyone to look up at me and stop talking in 5, in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now to wrap up our about today. And then once you write down that number, I want you to talk with your carpet partner. If your carpet partner is not here today, talk to someone else that's near you about how many 10s there are in your number and how many 1s there are in your number, okay? So everyone write down on your number one number that you learned about in your centers, and then share with your partner how many 10s there are and how many 1s there are. You're writing one number that you learned about today, and you're thinking about how many 10s there are and how many 1s there are.
I got a different color. I used to have the same color.
Okay, chicka chicka. Let's try it again, chicka chicka. Awesome. So who can raise their hand and tell me what number you spoke about with your partner and how many 1s there are, how many 10s there are, and how many 1s there are? Aviana, what number did you write down? 19. Great. How many 10s are there in 19?
10 ones and 9 ones.
Great. You have 10 1s and 9 1s. Who else wants to tell me a number that you wrote down and that you learned about today, Cara? 14. Great. So in 14, how many 10s are there and how many 1s are there? Okay, close. So let's think about it again. How many 10s are there? Okay, so we have 10 1s. Good. And how many other 1s do we have? 4 1s. Great job, Cara. And who else wants to tell me another number? Olivia, what number did you do? 15. How many 10s are there and how many 1s are there?
10
There's 5 1s. Awesome. And one more to me. What number did you write down? 17. How many 10s are there? 1 10. How many 1s are there? 7. Great job. I hope you all learned a lot during our bakery centers today about teen numbers. And as you move into first grade, I hope you use these teen numbers when counting and continue to learn more numbers as you grow older. Okay? You guys can put away your materials and go sit at your desks for our writing.
So what are we going